Good evening, everybody. It's Linda with Ink Stamp and Scrap, and we are getting ready for our Wednesday workshop. Tonight, it's all about triangles. Thanks so much for joining me right on time. Let me go through with what we're going to do tonight. First of all, got to tell you, my allergies are just on the fritz tonight, so I might be sniffling more than usual, and I'm really sorry for that, but we're going to just do the best we can do. Tonight, we're going to make this cute little bag with my favorite plaid tidings designer series paper, and we're going to make a coordinating card, a birthday card. I think you could definitely give this to a guy. I used up this pattern to make the samples, so we're going to use a different pattern tonight. And if you decide to place an order with me, you're going to get the make and take kits for tonight. It's not going to be this pattern, but it will be this. You can have all the pieces to make exactly what I'm making. If you link to the link in the description that says all the details, it just right now has, it takes you to the post that tells you all about coming to watch the video tonight. If you are watching the replay and you use that link, it will take you to the post where you will be able to get the instructions for making all of these. There'll be more detailed pictures and everything will be all there. Plus you can just watch the replay there if you'd like to once you get over there. All right, so we're going to do the bag and we're going to do the coordinating card. I know we've been all about the holidays. I can't completely leave them, but I need to do a little bit because I'm sure people are still having birthdays and you want ideas. And then we're going to make this card. The reason that I made these two is I wanted to just give you some options. This is a great card to make if you're looking for a quick mass production card. So one of the things that I did is we're going to make this one tonight with 3 different embossing folders. But if that's not your style, if you have an embossing folder, I just wanted to show you that even using the same embossing folder with just 3 different greens, totally fine. I love this style. I like the card. I think it's adorable. And literally the only change between here and here is the greens that I used. And I think this is a good combination and this is a good combination. And then this one only uses 1 embossing folder, but this uses 3 different ones. So you get a little more texture, a little more to show off on your card. So this one is Pear Pizzazz, Garden Green, and Old Olive, with Garden Green and Old Olive for the greeting. And this one is Shaded Spruce, Just Jade, Mint Macaron with Shaded Spruce and Just Jade for the greeting. And then I threw in, since I had 2 of the 3 colors here, the third color is the card itself. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so this is the first project that we're going to do tonight, and then I'm going to do the card and coordinating gift bag that goes with it. And there is a sketch for the gift bag in the inspiration sheet that you can download. So you should be able to recreate these projects with no worries or troubles at all. All right, so the first thing, actually, I'm going to move this scoreboard. We'll have to use that for the bag, but we're going to do the card first. So I'm going to grab my supplies here. So we're going to do the Mint Macaron card, and we're going to need a sheet of white to go with that. Things are going to go kind of quick tonight. I knew with my allergies acting up, I wasn't going to have a ton of time without grossing you guys out. So I wanted to make sure that this worked. So I already have my Joy, which is, here we go, from the Peace and Joy bundle, because we're using the whole bundle. So I stamped the Joy, which is still on the block right there. And then To the World is the other stamp that we're using on this card. And then I hope I have the dies. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. Whew. We're going to put the die back here. This is the die size. It's the middle one that goes with the stamp. So the one I just slid it into cuts the mat for the words. And then you also have a detailed stamp. If you want to look back, I think it's actually been 4 weeks now since we did this bundle. The Bright and Joy Facebook Live has multiple cards using all the different greetings. But basically what you can do is you can stamp bright, peace, and joy. And then there are 3 dies that go with everything. One cuts these words, one layers words on top, and then one cuts a map for you. So it's a really wonderful stamp set to use. And then you have all these coordinating phrases that can go above and below the big words. And they're super easy to cut out clearly because they're just a bunch of rectangles. So I love using this set. It's super easy and a great one if you're going to do lots of holiday cards. So we have our joy. And I have my cheat basket here, so I just have to dig the pieces that I need. Hang on one sec. Oh, I know what I could use. I can use my Take Your Pick tool. Ha! So this is the Take Your Pick tool, and this end has the goo stuff, although that's a little much goo, and this needs to go down a little bit. So what you do is you tighten it up, and when you see some coming out, you just kind of loosen it a little so no more comes. And then what I can do, oh wait, this is Old Olive. See, look at that. Didn't want that one. I want this one. That's the jade. And then I'm going to get the 3 trees that I made from different folders. I'm going to show you those folders right now. Here we go. So I used, here's 2 of them. Where's the, oh, I know where it is. Oh, maybe I don't. All right, well, I have 2 of the folders. I'm sorry about that. The third one is a short folder. It's with the greenery. Oh, there it is. I knew it was around. All right, here we go. Here's all 3 folders. So this one is with the greenery folder, so it actually has a friend that comes with it. These are 2 mini embossing folders. I don't want that glare for you guys. There we go. And then this one is the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. And this one is the Tasteful Textile folder. All right. So I'm going to get, do I need anything else? Nope, that's all my pieces. Okay. So before I put this all together, now that there's a lot more people in here, just wanted to let you know tonight through Monday, if you order $35 or more in my store, you will get the make and take kits for these cards. It might be the olive one, it might be the spruce one, but you'll get everything you need just like you see right here, so you can put this card together. You'll also get everything you need for the bag and the other card, but there will be a different patterned paper for each set, but everything will coordinate and work together just fine. And the other thing I wanted to let you know is that I really, really appreciate everybody who shares the video. So if you please share the video tonight on your personal page, just hit share and say to all my friends, and then comment on this video that you shared. I will let you know I'll announce it on next week's video who wins prizes. But I have a lot of prizes. I did some office cleaning out, and I am going to be sending out a lot. So it is well worth your while to share the video tonight and just leave a comment and let me know. Because I can see that you shared it, but I can't always figure out who it is because of the way you have your privacy settings set up. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So this goes together super fast, basically just with lots of dimensionals. So what I have here, I'm going to start with the joy. And so I cut all 3 triangles, 2 of the small size. Have you guys seen the triangle dies? Here we go. So the triangle dies have 3 nested sets. We're using this one for the tree card today. And thanks, Michelle, I appreciate that. This makes an awesome border. It also makes lots of good little triangles that you can use for a shaker card. You get shaker card elements here too. And then this makes the cute banner that we're going to put on this card. It's just easier to see there. We're also putting it on the bag, but it's easy to see against the white right there. So a really wonderful set of dies, and it goes with the right triangle stamp set, which I have right here. If you want to bundle it together, you can get 10% off with both. Thanks a lot, Patty. Really appreciate it. I love this stamp set, even just for the patterns and like having hearts and crosses for guy cards and the little flowers and all, and the splash. So this is a good stamp set. It's kind of worth it to bundle it just to get the stamp set, and you get 10% off. All right. What else is going on in the Stampin' Up! World? Let's see. We are winding down the October Designer Series paper sale. So thank you to everyone who jumped on the combo offer. I really appreciate it. And that order will be on its way here very soon, hopefully from Stampin' Up. And then I will get it packaged up and out the door. All right. And then the next paper share that we will have will be for the January to June mini catalog. All right. So we have enough on this. I'm going to go ahead and take off the backings. I could use my take your pick tool to do this. I'm just peeling them off, but I'll show you that since we have lots of dimensional opportunities on this card. Oh, come on. Next month, you actually get the opportunity to pre-order something from that upcoming catalog. And I have it here tonight. So once I get this card put together, that'll be our little commercial break in between projects. And I will show you that. All right. Oh, thanks, Jenny. I appreciate that. The banner is really cute. It was fun to make all this stuff for you guys. I was having a blast. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 on this. There we go. And remember, when you cut these words, you want to leave a little bit of a border. First of all, it just looks cool, my personal opinion. But secondly, it's a lot easier on you because then the mini dimensionals fit and they don't show like this one. I guess I didn't cut that one as well. So we're just going to kind of fold it back a little. And all I'm trying to do with the To the World is kind of go at the same angle as the bottom of the J and the Y. That's all I'm going for. All right, and then for this card, we have, it's kind of the opposite of this card. And this is what I mean. You could cut lots of triangles, and you could even cut these with a paper cutter. It's not like you have to do this exactly like I'm doing. If you want to take this idea, you could just make a bunch of triangles using your paper cutter and use them as trees. I think this would look really cute. But we're going to do, we're going to put the big one in the middle this time and add the 2 on the sides like this. So since I'm doing it that way, I'm going to put dimensionals behind the smaller ones, and I'm going to glue this one down. So I'm going to take my liquid glue and just put a little on the back of this. There we go. I'm just going to kind of center it. I want about the same distance from the bottom of the white to the base of the triangle and then the tip to the top. That's pretty close for eyeballing sake. And then I can use regular dimensionals on this one. So I'm just going to put them right here. If you do decide to use dies like I did, I would recommend that you cut your triangles first and then emboss them second, dry emboss them second. The reason I say that is because if you dry emboss them first, I'm not liking that. If you dry emboss them first, then when you run them through your die cut machine to get the triangle cut, you're gonna smush down the embossing that you did, and you don't necessarily want to do that. It just needed one more up there to really, because there wasn't any shadow coming through, so I knew the tip was laying down. All right, and then we're going to take our other tree. This one is the mint macaron, and we did that in the Tasteful Textile, and this is the right way. So anyway, if you decide to replicate this and you do use the triangle dies and embossing folders, I would definitely do the embossing folder second so that you make sure that you have all the puff left from the embossing folder. Hope that makes sense. All right. Now, if I was sending this card, I would actually do an inside to it as well, so that there was somewhere to sign. Probably borrow a phrase from another one of my holiday stamp sets, since I don't think this one really lends itself to inside the card too much, unless you just wanted to stamp one of the other, like, piece or something like that on the inside. All right, And there we go. I'm just going to let that set up while we stamp the next project. All right, so there is project number 1. And I know people are still arriving, so please say hi. I love to find out where you're watching from and just give you a little shout out. So say hi when you get here. Let me know where you're from. I'm going to put this one up here too, just to have it out of the way. I don't think it's completely off camera, but that's okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the bag, because that one's going to take a few steps. So let me show you what we're going to do to make the bag. I need my scoring tool again. And let me, where is that one? I can't see it. All right. One thing you can do on this bag is you can score here if you want to. So this one I didn't, but you can make the score here and then make the V. For this, I just kind of folded it and it went just fine. This way it makes more of like a shopping sack, if you will. All right, so what you're going to need to make this card is you're actually going to need 2 and a portion pieces of, hi from New York, 2 and a portion pieces of 6x6 designer series paper. The portion is the circle to stitch circle to add to the card to make everything all coordinated. All right, so hey Pat. All right, so the first score you're going to do is at 1.5 inches, and like I said, you have the inspiration sheet to download, and then at 5.5, and that has all these measurements, so you can print it out. It's got a diagram that shows you all these measurements. All right, so I did 1.5, 5.5, and then 1.5 after I turned it. I'm going to repeat that process again. So I'm going to do 1.5, 5.5, turn it 90 degrees, and I'm going to do 1.5 again. So I'm going to use both these pieces to make my card. I'm going to take my paper cutting scissors. I would, if this was cardstock, I would take my bone folder out and use it to score these lines or to burnish these lines. But since it's designer series paper, I like to just use my fingers because sometimes the bone folder just gets too crazy. Hey, Alice, I'm glad you like these. I think they're fun. And this is great for a guide too, because, and the other thing that's fun is you can just put some fluff in it, maybe a little bit of candy and a gift card, and you are all set, and you have your nice coordinated little birthday gift bag and card for somebody. Okay, I'm going to use tear and tape on these. You definitely could use liquid glue. You could use Stamp and Seal Plus. There's all sorts of options, but I'm going to use tear and tape on these. So the way the tear and tape works is that you're going to put it on the 1/2 inch and then you're going to use it on the bottom. And you're going to repeat that on both sides, and that's what's going to make the card go together. But first, let's tear away all the pieces that we don't need. So over here, we have our 1/2 inch cut, our 1/2 inch score, sorry. And we're going to get rid of that 1.5 piece, 1.5 inch tall piece on the bottom by a 1/2 inch on the right side. So I'm just going to make sure that I just cut up to that. There we go. And I'm not going to miter. I found out I really didn't need to with this box, or with this bag, so it's fine. And I already folded this, so I just want to make sure I can really see it. I think I can see it better on the red side. So I'm going to cut here. The thing I love about this plaid paper is there are so many not holiday patterns. I mean, this you could actually use for Valentine's, but there's lots of just basic colors that you could use. All right, so basically, before I put the tape on, I'm going to show you how it kind of goes together. So I'm going to put tear and tape on each of these outside patterns, because this is going to be the outside. And then we're going to attach it like this, and then it's going to fold up. And then we're going to create the bottom of our bag from the remaining part of the 1.5 on the bottom. So I just need to cut here. There we go. And cut here. Okay. One of the reasons I'm not mitering is it gives me options for which one ends up being the outside of the bottom. You don't want that one mitered. So I'm going to take my tear and tape and I'm going to put it on the outside here. And you can just slide it right down the middle. It works just fine. And then tear it off. I always give it a good rub, and then you can just take your pick tool, pull up the release paper. Sometimes it takes a second. There we go. And it's off. All right. Oh, I told you I would show you a preview of the January catalog, and I forgot. All right. I want to finish this, but I will show you once I'm done with this before I do the card. We're mid-project right now. We got to finish what we started. All right, and then I'm going to pull the release paper off of this side as well. Sorry if that's shaking the camera, not trying to. There we go. Okay. So now we're just going to match these guys up. So this one is make sure your bottom is off. I like it on the right. I'm right-handed, so that just makes it easier. And the bottom is on the right on this one as well. So now I'm just going to take my corners and match them up. There we go. And you want to make sure you're keeping this end up. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing. I'm going to match my sides up. Run my finger along, and now we have the beginning of our bag. Now what I'm going to do is we're just going to fold these two flaps in, but I actually am going to put tape on both sides of this. So what I'm going to do, these two don't meet completely, and this is why I didn't miter, because I want to see which one I like better. I think I like the other one better. I like this one better. So this one is going to get just a little bit of tear and tape on either end so that it just stays put. I don't want it to go beyond the flap, but I want it to have some. Does DSP get brittle? I can't read your whole comment, Michelle. Hang on just a second. Let me just get this done here, and then I promise I will look. Okay, you're asking about DSP getting brittle because you scored it and it split. I mean, some DSP has more. It doesn't, to answer your first question, no, it doesn't get brittle or old. But it does, some of it has more tooth to it. Some of it has more fiber to it, depending on how heavy it is and how, what kind of a pattern it's got to it. And quite frankly, who the actual manufacturer of the designer series paper was, because Stampin' Up sources from several places. So what can happen is it can just be one of those papers that doesn't score and fold as well one direction versus the other. My guess would be that if you were doing a bag like I am, where you have some scores this way and some scores this way, one way it wasn't bad, but the other way it was. Sometimes what you can do is soften up the paper a little bit by just running a bone folder over it before you score it, just to kind of break the fibers a little bit. So what I mean, I'll show you on another piece of designer series paper in just a second. Let me just finish putting the bag together here. I actually am going to have to grab my bone folder. So when that first one is down, what I like to do is take my bone folder and just kind of run it on the bottom to get those two pieces down really well. And now I can take my last flap and put my tear and tape right there, and oops. And it'll close up the box really nice. If I take the release paper off. All right, so shout out some temperatures. How is the weather all over the country. It is still 82 degrees here right now. We walked to get the mail tonight, and I definitely felt the humidity still. So we still have what I would consider summer style weather. But I know in the Northeast it's starting to really turn, and I know weather is just crazy in a lot of other areas. So then what I do next, while I'm waiting for you guys to tell me how the weather is just kind of crease this down on the sides to make it more of a gift bag style. And now we're going to add some more of the decorations as well as the handle. But Michelle, to answer your question, if I notice that I start to score it and it seems to want to crack, usually what I'll do is just rub it with my bone folder. You could do it on the side too. Kim, Cloudy and 64, that's not bad. That sounds good. You can rub it with the bone folder, and that does tend to break the fibers a little bit instead of the harsh break of a score, just to kind of rub it and get them a little bit more prepared for what's going to happen. All right, so for the handle, you need 8 inches on each side. And here we go. Just need something to measure with. There we go. You need 8 inches on each side. 82 here. Yep. That's right, Kathy. We are hanging at 82, and I need my ribbon scissors. I just found 8 inches looked good. It was just more my eyeballing of it. You can certainly make them longer or shorter, or if you think it gives too much of a feminine touch, you could skip them completely and just put tissue paper or whatever in there and call it a day. All right, so I'm going to use a mini stapler, and then I'm going to cover these guys up, the staples up, with the banner that I'm going to cut. So I'm just going to take my mini staple. I know this says Stampin' Up, but we don't carry this anymore. It's just such an awesome mini stapler that I have always kept it. And it makes it really easy to do stuff like this. So there's that one. And then I'm just coming over here, and I'm just eyeballing where it's going. I'm not doing Southeast Virginia in the 70s. Nice, Faye. I'll take that. We're headed to California to visit our kids, and both of them said that it's in the 50s at night, which is going to be quite a change for us, considering it's after 7 and we're still in the 80s. I was actually on a Zoom call with my sisters last night, and I was sitting out on the lanai, very comfortable, and they were both in sweatshirts, hunkered inside in the Chicago area. So they're ready to come back and visit. We had a good time when they were here. All right. So I don't know exactly what projects we're going to do next week. I'm going to take a commercial break here. So this is the beginning of the bag. So now you can really enjoy it. But I do know that I'm going to showcase this bundle, which you guys will be able to order starting on November 1st. This is the Quite Curvy bundle. It also has a Christmas stamp set and Christmas designer series paper that's new, that's added to you can add to a second bundle. I just got the basic bundle because this is the stuff that'll carry through to January. So you can get this stamp set with these cute little birds and all the phrases that you see. And then it also has, I stamped all the curves to help me out with the borders. And you can see you get all these cool little borders too. And actually all the little leaves that you can see in here come out as separate little leaves. I think it'll be great for a shaker card. Each bird has its own die, as does the leaf set and the flowers. And then this makes a cute leaf add-on for your cards. So let me show you a couple things that I have made with it already. I made a pretty monochromatic card with crumb cake ink and crumb cake cardstock. That's that tasteful textile design embossing folder, but everything else is from the stamps, and these dies are from the new bundle. And then this is from the new bundle too, and you can see I used one of those borders right there. And then this is the Just For You, which is the second half of that greeting from before. I used some blends to color this in, and then just added some pearls and some designer series paper. So that's a couple projects that I played with. I will have much more, and I'm really excited to share this with you next week. So we will have that next week to go through. All right, so for our bag, we're going to finish it off by just adding, this is the banner, the little banner that Jenny said was so cute. I'm going to add it, and it's going to kind of, it's not going to completely hide the staples unless I was really good. I didn't try to place them so that it would hide these. I suppose if I was really picky, I could pre-stage this and measure and make sure, but I think this is fine. I don't really mind if they're showing a little bit. This just kind of finishes off the top of the bag. You could definitely use brads or something else there if that bothers you. I'm going to turn it over while that one's drying, and I'm going to get another one that I cut out. All right. What else is linked below in the description? If you'd like to shop at my Stampin' Up! Store, there is a link there for you. And if you'd like to learn a new technique every week, I know there's a couple people watching right now that are part of that program. It's really fun. I'm getting great feedback from this. Every week, you have another tutorial that drops into your personal library that I house on my website. I'll explain why I made that decision in just a second. And you just get more and more tutorials to use at your discretion whenever you want to. I describe it and give you a picture of the project that I made with it. And when you download the tutorial, it has step-by-step instructions for the technique that I'm teaching. And then it also has a project sample that you can duplicate. The reason that I am calling it a personal, yeah, Jenny, I know, brads, I miss them. The reason that I'm calling it your personal library, and the reason that I decided to do it that way, is I didn't ever want you to worry about if your computer crashes and you can't find something, or you filed it somewhere and now it's gone and it came through as an email attachment. There really wouldn't be a lot that I could do for you. But this way, you can always access them from wherever you are, anytime you want, as long as you have access to a website. So if you go on, you go visit your sister who also likes to craft and you want to download something new to give a try, you can do that. And that's why I liked this so much. All right. And I actually am going to finally have to stamp because I didn't make the happy birthdays ahead of time. So, or the happy B-days ahead of time. I think I might have wanted to use Stampin' Seal on this, but we'll keep going. All right, so I'm going to put the triangle on, and then I'm going to use the Cajun Craze rectangle. So this is cut from the Stitched Shapes die set, and then this one is from the triangle dies. And this one, I'm going to use dimensionals, is from the stitched rectangle dies. I think, hang on, I think this works. Yeah, even though this is the smallest rectangle in that set, it does work, which is so cool. All right, don't forget, if you share this video, you could be a prize winner next week. So make sure that you share this video to your friends on your feed. Just click share below the video and follow the directions, and then leave a comment that says you shared the video. Also, as it says in the description, if you place an order in my store using the host code indicated for $35 or more between now and Monday evening, I will reward you with a make and take kit for each of these. So you would actually be able to create your own birthday gift set along with a holiday card. There's that, and now we need the happy birthday. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab a piece of Whisper White and a stamp mat. Nope, not shaded spruce. I need, where did I put? Oh, there it is. I know I had all my ink pads here just in case. There we go. Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to use from happiest of birthdays or happiest of days. Oh, I have it right here. Here we go. Happiest of birthdays. That's this one. these 4 stamps have saved me this year. I absolutely love them. Unfortunately, I've used this one a little bit more than I really wanted to, but it's been great that I have it. And I love using this one for guy cards because it's just so straightforward. And I'm just going to stamp it in the corner here. And then I'm going to make a second one too, because I know I'm going to need it for the next project, and I'll just cut them both out and then we're good. And then that gives the glue on the bag a little bit more time to dry. All right. I'm confident everybody on here has liked my page, but on the off chance that you haven't, please give it a like. And if you scroll around a little bit, you'll see that one of the things I posted earlier this week was a survey. If you could help me out, I'd really love it if you could take that. It informs me on what you'd like to see next, and it helps a lot with what I'm going to share on my blog and in my emails and all that kind of stuff. The other thing, speaking of emails, is you want to make sure you're on my email list. And how can you tell that? Well, you would have been receiving a 12 weeks of Christmas tutorial every Friday for the last several weeks. And the next one comes out at 1 o'clock this Friday. And I would like to make sure that you get it. Those are only delivered to people that are on my email list. It's my 3-month gift to everybody at the end of every year. And then I try to shower you during the year with other tutorials and gifts and specials, including free shipping every once in a while. You just never know when that's going to pop into your inbox. So make sure that you're part of my email subscribers, because I really do appreciate you staying on the list and staying informed on what's going on with both Stampin' Up! And Ink Stampin' Scrap. All right, I'm going to cut both of these out. There we go. I think this is a little off balance. Thanks, Jenny, for the plug. Yeah, I think the projects, I'm pretty proud of the projects this year. So I think you're going to really like them. It's quite a variety. It's a lot of different stamp sets, lots of different products, something for everybody. And I knew what you meant. So what I'm looking for, if you want to start the conversation here, is do you guys want to see tool tips? Is that, because that's not something that I've highlighted very much, but I've done in the past. Do you want to see some tool tips? Do you want to see some more kind of sketch sort of stuff? What do you like? What helps your paper crafting ideas? What do you need? Do you need new and different ways to use some of your tools? Do you need to understand how the tools work? Do you need die cutting tips? Do you need just more sketches and color combinations just to be able to copy and do it yourself? Those are some of the questions that I asked, and if you can help me out, I would really appreciate it. All right, there we go. So our bag is complete. So there's the front of that one. And then this was the first one that we made. So now let's finish off the card. If I move that too far, I will lose it. All right, so this is the card that we're going to finish off. So I'm going to grab my other pieces. Those are my finished cards. Put those here. All right. So I'm going to use both these pieces of white, one on the inside and one on the out. I did finish this card off with organization. That's right, Kathy. That was another question. All right. I did notice in the survey, there's a lot of people that are interested in organization. So I will share lots of tips and tricks in the coming weeks on how I get things and keep them organized. All right. So for the card, we're just going to start. It's going to be a Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4 on top of an 8.5 by 5 1/2 Cajun Craze that I scored at 4 1/4. For this, I'm going to do all the building on the white, and then I'll attach the white at the very end. Is that what I want to do? No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. All right, so I'm going to take my glue. Oh, I put it away. That's not that good. Cute, easy bag. Glad you like it. Yeah, I thought it was a great pattern. I was trying to figure out how to do it out of one 6x6, but you end up with like a super, super small one. And then when I realized I could just use 2, the world kind of opened up, and then I sort of figured out that that was just a really easy pattern. 1.5 and 5.5. And then just 2 dimensions to remember. So it's pretty easy too. For this paper, what I have found for myself is making it not perfectly straight is a lot easier than, it's kind of like the idea on this card. Yes, I did like to keep the triangles straight, but putting this as an angle, first of all, it just adds a little bit of flair to it, and it makes it so you don't have to line absolutely everything off. Twisting this paper a little bit is a big help because it just makes it so that it looks like that's exactly how you intended. Twist it far enough, not just a tiny bit, so that it won't trick your recipient's eyes and they think you just messed it up. You want to twist it far enough to look like you intended to have it that way, and it'll just make your life a lot easier. Trying to make a pattern like that absolutely straight is kind of a pain. Okay, so I tried to use dimensionals on this, and they're just a little too small, even for the mini dimensionals. So it's just much easier to put this on using the liquid glue. I'm going to come down just a little bit. And so all I'm trying to do is line up the ends of the banner. And those are so small that they don't have any glue on them. I just put the liquid glue on the back of the triangles, and that's going to hold it just fine. You don't need to try and get them on the other parts. All right, then I'm going to take my triangle that I cut out of Bumblebee. And just like I did with the bag, the triangle is going to go down with just some glue. So it's up. And I just got glue on myself. It's going to go flat. So I'm going to go right to the center of the circle. This I do want to kind of get straight. There we go. That's why I use the liquid glue, so I can move it around a little. Not too much, but a little bit. All right, I'm going to grab my towel. There it is. My handy dandy towel, and wipe the glue off. All right, now we're going to use dimensionals to add the pretty peacock stitched rectangle. This time I am going to use dimensionals on that, and we already figured out that I can use the regular size ones. I just need to make sure that the flat is done. Thanks for sharing, Patty. I really appreciate that. All right. And we're going to add this to the top of the triangle, and then I'm going to add my coordinating greeting, happy birthday, and we'll put that on the front of the card. So this stretches across the circle. I just want to make sure that I'm low enough on the circle that it's not hanging out of the sides. I could move it up a little bit, but then it would hang over the sides of the circle, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool to get this picked up, and then we'll put 4, make sure you guys can see, 4 on here. I think that one might be sticking up a little bit. Let me see. That one wasn't wanting to get off there. Let's see. Yeah, this one's sticking up just a little bit. Come on, be nice. Okay, it's always nice. Always works out when they're nice. Okay, so take the board backings off of here, and then we are going to add this to the bottom right there. Okay. Now we're going to take our second piece of Whisper White that also measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to grab my stamp mat again. I'm going to put this back in my scraps. Oops. And the glue. There we go. And I'm going to stamp the It's Your Day, Enjoy It inside. I'm going to do that in the Cajun Craze just to add a little more color and coordination to the card. There we go. All right. And now we can finish putting the card together. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this one first, letting that reddish ink set up first. Use my Stampin' Seal on the back of this. Oops. There we go. Okay. So this one has a lot of white space. It's definitely a clean and simple card. If white space kind of freaks you out, you could definitely, if I was going to do anything to this card, I would grab my right angle and I would use these because I just think that they're good for a masculine card, and just add them to the background. They would complement the plaid really nice too. Because I know some people have a hard time leaving that much white on a card. I'm not one of them, but I like to tell you what you could do instead. Oops. Come on. There we go. All right, so once again, I know a lot of you have been sharing. Thank you very much. So go ahead and share this video and be in my drawing for next week. I would like to clean out some of my goodies, so you will be the benefactor of that if you decide to share this video. Make sure you leave a comment telling me that you shared. And also, please take a little time, look at your wish list, and maybe shop a little bit. That designer series paper sale still going on until Saturday. It ends at midnight on Saturday the 31st. So if you grab $35 or more for yourself, you can, I will send you the make and take kits for not only this cute bag and the card, but also one of the holiday cards that we made tonight. So thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. All right. So thank you very much. I will hang out in the comments for a few extra minutes if anybody has any questions or concerns. Thank you so much for spending some of your Wednesday night with me, and I hope you have a great week. Take care.